Well, I'm not quite sure. It's the biggest week of the year, and apparently Tommy's got the man flu, so we're not really sure what he's wandering in. Stay away. We do not need that. A fitness test on the panel. We don't need a massive show coming up. We talk Brownlow. We will preview the games as well as look back. Mate, how good do you look in this thing?
Not as good as you looked on Monday night at the Brownlow. Talk about the sexiest man on the planet. You definitely lay stake to that. But what a week we preview. We can't wait for a grand final. All the buzz, all the action. Tune in, please.
Tommy, we're on.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the Aces AFL Show, Grand Final edition, fellas. We got one game to go. Daisy, Wold. Oh, look at those muscles, Wold. Have a look at you. You've been in the gym, feeling very good. Good to see you, fellas.
You got a scarf on?
If you need someone else to host, it's probably one of you two today. I need you to just lift. Tell you who needs to lift, Aquinas. What are they thinking? We just want the propeller to lift and tick and...
It was the week.
It was the week. I was at the game. It was DeGoey actually missed the first shot.
I just didn't like the bet.
If you kick that early, it's like, Wilmot 11 in the first, and if DeGoey had to kick one in the first, we would have been licking our lips, but it wasn't to be. Wrong team to get on for goals as well. Brisbane were elite. We'll break it all down soon, but let's start off with your guns and Daisy's outfit at the Brownlow. What are you doing in the gym, Wal? Because they're impressive triceps.
This is all fake. This is all for grand final week. This is all for show. No, look, I'm just excited. That was a shit intro, but no, I'm.
What, mine?
No, mine. But I'm very excited. I'm up and about. Talk about pep in the step. I know you're flat as a tack, and you have come off a big Brownlow event. Geez, you look sexy though.
Thank you.
That jacket.
Really
Did you like it?
Loved it.
So I went into Peter Jackson, had a look, and it had black buttons on it. And I said to the stylist, I said, Tam, Brownlow, bit of razzle dazzle. What are your thoughts? And came back. She had all these gold grouse buttons. I said, "Let's go." Yeah. So away we went.
No, you look good.
All the exclusives too. You're like a magnet for the big dogs.
Got a couple of Zach Merrett was good enough to stop and have a chat, which I wasn't expecting because you go in, you get a list from the AFL of who they've worked out, and Channel 7 have gone back and forth of who's actually happy to talk and he's going to talk, and then you might jag one or two. And I didn't even know he was going to be there. I thought he might have just snuck through the back door, but he stopped, he chatted, and he actually gave me a bit too. So I'm in the real predicament. Yeah, I've got the guy, the captain of Essendon, that hasn't spoken to anyone. I've got the microphone, so I'm trying to ask him questions without lynching the bloke, but also need to get some answers for the bosses in the truck who want to hear something, and we all wanted to hear something. So he spoke really well, apologised to the Essendon fans for how messy it's got, and now we wait and see.
And Baz Lenker too.
Baz Lenker, he wanted, good man, Baz. Really good man. Jeez, he was funny. What about the arrival?
He come in hot. I need to get the Rixies on him. What was he around? The Oakleys, the wraparounds.
The old minutes from 2004 or something, I think it was.
It was a real Michael Jordan back in the day job. He doesn't give a fuck, does he, Baz?
No, he doesn't.
Not a single one.
He toots to his own horn and beats to his own drum.
Nice. Say that again.
Toots to his own horn and beats to his own drum.
Oh, well, if you look like that, I think we'd all beat to our own drum as well, wouldn't we?
I do.
But he polled well though, Baz.
Yeah.
Like I know, I think halfway through the count, he was probably midfield, but then he polled really well late and ended up coming third or something.
Yeah, he had a couple of really big big chunks of games where he averaged like 35 and was massive. And then that post round 21 all the way to the finish, he was really strong in some good games. I think he had 43 against, it might have been the Bombrays, and
what
dominated.
Did he get? One vote for that?
Yeah. No, well, it was Geelong v Essendon, and Matt Rao got the 3.
I love the post.
He's become the new peak.
Matt Rao for the Norm. I love those ones. But mate, kudos though. Like I know,
I'm Matty Rao,
mate.
Yeah,
what a start.
It was bizarre though. I was on the couch and I actually, it's the one thing that I don't really invest in the Brownlow. Like I have a future bet at the start of the year, but I was cooked and mate, I was getting angry because I wanted it to be tight at the end.
Yeah,
you know, the last few rounds where everyone's like, oh, what's going to happen?
Yep.
Mate, it was all over with 10 rounds to go. You know, I went on the points bet app and it was $1.20 for Matty Rao. And I'm going, $1.20? Like,
2 rounds later, he was $1.01.
I know. I was
the traders called it at about round 17.
And I was like, wow, that's signs it's over. And in the end, I haven't heard, the CEO of the AFL read out the votes for 3 rounds or whatever it was to go. Like, that was a tough gig, wasn't it? You had to just quickly fly through.
Talking about Trend is your friend. If he was getting 3-vote games and polling 3-vote games with some of those stats, it was only going to be, the same carnage
yeah,
at the
If
end
you
of it.
actually
So,
watched him live, though, you can see what the umpires are doing
influence,
because he's just bash and crash. Like, he's just there. Even if he doesn't win it and gets tackled, he's
But if
still
a team
just.
gets beat, normally they don't poll that well. Like he was getting votes when they were losing.
Well, your boy Jesse Hogan kicked however many 7 down at the Cattery in a win at the Cattery.
which
voteless.
is very hard to do.
How many votes?
donut.
Nada.
I find it disappointing when that happens. Jessica Cameron's the same. We spoke about it yesterday. Jessica joined us on the TFG Tuesday pod for 35 minutes.
What a man.
And I just said,
He's having the after party apparently if they win the Catters. We're all
He
invited.
throws a good party, Jez. And
All the calves and cows.
Billy Brown has to drop a couple of kegs off. He's got the whole the man cave there. But I said, what are you going to do to get a vote at Ford? You know what I mean?
He actually polled well though, Jez.
Yeah,
Jez
but he's
got
kicked
his
88 goals for the year. You'd think he'd poll a bit more.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think the straw that broke the camel's back was the Nas. That was when I go,
34
that
and
enough.
4 and you win your side the game in what's probably the greatest individual performance we've seen in the last, 15 to 20 years in a quarter.
Yep.
Well, maybe after Paddy Dangerfield's whole game on the weekend. But the whole room was laughing. When you look at the response of the Melbourne boys, Petrarca didn't know what to do. Max Gorman was pissing himself or the other way around. Oh, dear.
Anyway, so question though. So
Yes.
I'm a bit of a historian and I love the setup of the Brownlow and the fact that it's purely subjective for the umpires, but they don't look at stats. It's an unbiased view from that point of view. Does it need to change though or not?
So
Does it need to change?
You're going back to more Brownlow numbers. No, it doesn't. I just think we understand that.
No, I need to understand what is the actual system at the moment. I haven't
3-2-1.
Yep, but with all the umpires that are there,
Yeah, they all get together and
they all get together and they go, righto, fellas.
who
What
do
do
you
we
think? Yeah.
So you got 4 people across the ground that aren't seeing. Like, is there one? Do you reckon there's one voice in there that's real dominant? Because
There'd have to
I'd
be.
like,
It'd probably be the seniority.
You know what they should do? They should film. They should do a doco on umpires and how they do the votes at the end of the year and drop it
That's
after
not-
the Brownlow.
You know what? That's not about a 60-second debrief as to once they've given their votes. They probably get leaked though. This is the issue.
How can you get leaked if the AFL cover it? That would be.
Is that an oxymoron? Can't it get leaked?
Was that meant to be funny? Because it was.
No, I was being dead serious.
This is the old submarine.
No, but they do talk. They talk at quarter time, halftime breaks, and the 3/4 time breaks too on who's influencing the game. So again, there's enough layers to it that they should at the end of the
If
day.
they could do that, that would be awesome.
It'd be
Because you
good
sit there
intel.
and you get to the Matty Rao game where he had 15 and they're like, he was in everything. Yeah, all I saw was that bloke tackling all day.
Just a
And
comment then.
yeah. So you go, well, I could sort of see it.
17 tackles, I
Like-
think, deserves votes.
But
That's
the
a
Jack
different.
Viney one, like how fascinating that would have been. Because it would,
He was just so good.
That's why. So if that's the case, and we'll get over this Brownlow in a second, but if there's 4 umpires, and just on this, is it boundary umpires as well or just the actual main umpires?
Field umpires.
No, I
Right.
think just the
Okay, so field umpires, and they get together, and Nass has just kicked 2 of the most amazing goals and won the game off his own boot, and he's had 34 and kicked 4. And what some bloke in there goes, I reckon Viney was good.
If Viney was good in a loss,
Yeah. Oh, they lost, so we'll give. What do you? Let's do a
Including the
vote.
last
Let's do a
10
vote. And they what? You know what I mean? I'd love to know what goes on behind the scenes.
If we claw it back to if they have to make a comment and submit it with a comment to the board or whatever, we voted this way because we saw him, he was in everything. Oh, that could be just another accountability measure.
I'd love to keep it the way it is, but just maybe some sort of different
Context.
measure, like
votes.
you said.
also Nick Dacos so stiff again.
Oh,
My goodness.
Oh, mate.
Like, it polled more votes than more rounds last year than Paddy Cripps, but Paddy Cripps just dominated with, I think it was 12 BOGs and record votes. And then he loses again to the second most votes. Like,
oh no.
And like he just couldn't claw him back. Like there was games where he's getting 3 and there's
And
like round 2. It's like, you can't just.
Or it'd be Dacos 2 and he's had 40 and kicked a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Anyway.
I think he's averaged 33 votes over the last 3 years.
Well, he could be
and
the
all bar
fastest to 100.
6, all bar 6 Brownlows ever he would have
Yeah.
won the last 3 years. So
Well, he'll
Anyway.
win. Imagine he didn't win one in his career and he's probably deserved 3 so far. You know what I mean?
he'd be right. 4 years in,
Oh, well, he's a superstar.
you would.
Oh, and but all in all though, Daisy, is it a stressful night doing what you do or do you really enjoy it?
No, I enjoy it. So it's a bit of prep going into, because you don't want to just bore the people with how was your season, what have you done. So you got to do a lot of searching on the gram and whatnot. Obviously, interviewing Toby was good fun, and one of the questions to his partner.
Georgia,
She was mowing pizza and burgers the night before, and she had that. So I went to say, prep's all important. She's like, it was smashing burgers. But it's good fun. But I turned around because I got the little one. I was straight home, so I watched the count from my couch.
Oh, so you just Brownlow home.
Do the red
Dude, that's
carpet,
great.
turn around, get out of there.
Well done. Well done. Well, we move on. It's grand final week. We're going to review quickly the games last week. They were amazing. The prelims, the crowds were just pumping.
How
It's
good.
good to see, isn't it? 99,500. I think, what can you fit in the venue? Is it just over 100? Just over?
Yeah, I think we had 101 in the grand final replay.
Wow. So we're just 400 or 500 short, which is incredible. Now, I'm looking at the run sheet here, boys, and the butler has just put in, it's self-indulgent. The butler's just been pumping his own work up. He reckons that, what have I done here, boys? What are you laughing
400 or
at?
500 short.
Yeah, so 101 and a half.
Oh, I thought you said 100,001. That's what I thought you said.
That's all right, mate. That's all right.
Brain's a bit foggy, boys.
Yeah.
Must
Blood
be
is
the
attack.
antibiotics.
Pick you up.
Antibiotics.
Shout out
I'm on.
Hot Sauce.
Shout out to Dr. Ken Withers from Fremantle. He's coming through for the goods. Righto. The Butler's riding some big numbers here in the PointsBet app, boys. He's had Dane Zorko for Norm Smith at the start of the finals at 81s. It's now into 23s. Do you give that a chance?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he voted and polled really well in the Brownlow, considering he feeds it to the refs most of the time.
Yeah, maybe that's the key. You just got to feed it to
800
him.
metres gain last game too.
Yeah, he was
81
enormous.
Hang on, so the Butler's just sent into the...
The Butler's
just
pumping
pump
his
me
own
up.
work up. So
Just
you know what?
pump
You
me
know
up.
what?
Mate, this is half the run sheet.
Yeah, the Butler. So the
How
Butler's
many
put in.
bets have you? How many futures
He's
is
at,
too many futures?
he's at Geelong at $4.50. It's $1.50. He's
Show
had
us
Will
your losing
Ashcroft
slips.
for Gary Ayres medal, which is 41s into 4. That's a great
That
bet.
is a great
and
bet.
Ryan Myers as a Norm Smith smoky, 51s into 26. So Butler, what we're going to do is we're going to put the acid on you this week. Give us a multi, and we'll put it up. And let's
The
see.
Butler's multi.
Let's see how the Butler
Yeah.
performs. Get on the American Aces hub there, and let's see how the Butler goes. We'll move on to Snoop Dogg. I think Collingwood might have found their new forward, wasn't he? Just slotting them from everywhere.
It's out. It's just a like for like. Yeah.
He looks just strange. It looks strange, isn't it? It looks strange.
Mate, but he flushed him. Like
Yeah, no,
you
he
see a
kicked
lot
it
of people
straight
who can
through.
kick him, and you see him kick it, and he flushed him directly in front. But then they take him to the pocket. And the old DO double G.
Double G was just slotting little torps.
CG, am I right?
Kicked the torp from the boundary line. Let's start with Snoop's first song, boys, before we get into the prelim review and the granny preview. What's the song that you think he'll start with? Because you've got to start hot.
It has to be drop it like it's hot. It'd have to pop out of some contraption, throw it down, and then just get stuck into it.
Yes.
That's my call. Is there a market for that? We'll want to put some money on it.
$1.20 out. Yeah.
The Butler just put it on at fucking $50 3 years ago.
That's actually great. I reckon that's a really good shout. Clip that up, Morgs. I reckon that is that's
Gin and juice. There you
that's
go.
a lock.
Sipping on gin and juice. We back. Yeah.
Nah, not
Eminem might be coming too. That's an exclusive. I've made a few calls.
Fucking hell.
And a couple other international guests as well. Mary J. Blige.
That'd be big.
Also, Dr. Dre.
It's a Super Bowl LA
50
job.
Cent could be here.
5 cents.
Yeah, with the GST.
That's exactly in Australia.
You blokes have lost the plot.
No, yeah.
Righto. We spoke about. We spoke.
Yeah, mate, honestly, we're trying to lift it. Like
I think I'm giving more energy than you over there. You want some
okay,
feedback? And I'm on the antibiotics. So let's have a look at last week. Big shout out to you, Daisy, for giving the Rick's Eyewear team a plug. By the way, 9th birthday. Get online now, up to 63% off site-wide.
Why 63?
Because it's our 9th birthday, so we added the 6 and the 3. Something real subtle. There you go, Daisy.
Didn't want to do 90.
Well, then we'd go broke. We go broke.
Okay, so 6 and 3. You're going to be when it's your 10th birthday.
Yeah, what are you going to do there?
100% off.
So get online, check that out. But great work by you with the call. Guinea kicking the sausage roll and doing the Rick Sally early. That was elite by you. Thanks for that.
No, well, I was just informing the people because everyone sits at home going, what's he doing? A bit like when he had the old Telstra waddle up there. Good shades, though. I saw him put him to the Wizard the other day, too, and he put him on there. Nice, something different. So I had a chat to him pre-game, and he was pumped. He really enjoyed the process of sitting down, the full collab, because it is something completely different. It's not just him putting his name to it. He wanted it to be actually something that he loves. So
first ever pair design. Like we've done similar styles and they've picked a colour or something, but he designed it from scratch. And
Have you had the Prime Train on the books too?
Prime Train's going to be doing the sport. With some sport frames coming out. So if you go for a run, they actually, I just saw them last week. They're elite.
Are they?
Yeah. So Prime's going to have his own pair
Do you do
there.
safety work? Like safety goggles?
That might be an exclusive, Feb.
Yeah.
Just look out for
What
the
about reading
tradies.
glasses?
We do prescription. Yeah, we
fantastic.
got them all there.
Prescription on Josh Gibson? Like, are they there for looks or are they there for the actual-
No, you're talking about the clears. Yeah. We have the clears there if you want them. Yeah, I remember Lockie Neal wanted them once. So they're the easiest things in the world. But we can do it all. But no, the actual proper, not the givos, the actual legit.
Lockie Neal reached out, did he? Just Lockie Neal.
Just went into your DMs.
Now, when we started, he wanted I think it was just a trend. He wanted the clears. I remember him wearing them to an event.
Tommy knows Lockie Neal.
Do you know Lockie
Speaking
Neal?
of Lockie
And
Neal,
he
he's
sent
playing.
Dunks a photo.
Hey, speaking of Lockie Neal, he's playing.
Thomas, what's going on? You know, the best part of all of this, so we discussed it. No, whatever. The Corn Holio said he's going to ride
Run
to
around
Brisbane.
the world, isn't
No,
it?
he's going to ride to Brisbane. I did the Jeff Farm thing. I'm going to ride to Brisbane with all the surety in the world. Get peddling, son.
Oh, God.
Lockie Neal has absolutely rolled him there.
Yeah.
That's a big ride.
It's massive. Yeah. It's
He probably
700.
wouldn't. He'd actually enjoy that ride, I reckon. So he's probably looking forward to that.
But it's going to be the story of the week, obviously.
Yep.
And probably made a little bit easier because Berry has to come out, so they have to replace one. And, it probably speaks maybe to the lack of depth they've got up there. Like Jimmy Tunstall's probably the only name that's been bandied
Good man,
around.
Jimmy.
Yeah, I don't know him, but I'll take your word for it. Decent enough player too. So if he's 100% fit, he's probably hurting a
He's
little
flat,
bit.
yeah. I've been there, emergency.
Yeah, I haven't. But good story.
People in the crowd, listening would understand,
Would
it's
they?
tough work when you're coming out of the
Well,
twos.
tell the people.
Well, being an emergency, it's very
So you
tough.
don't get to play.
Well, you think you're a chance, but you have to wait till the final siren.
Were you waiting on someone being injured?
We had two. Phil Davis.
Yeah.
I was actually out of the squad for that one, so that was different. But Michael Johnson, do you remember the 2013 granny where we played Hawthorn?
Yeah.
Well, he had a calf all week, so he had to test morning of, and they weren't sure if they're going to go tall or small. We found out in the warm-up they're going to go tall, so Alex Silvani got the nod 20 minutes out, mate, you're a
Probably
big
should have
chance.
gone small too.
And
Would've changed.
and
We're a small
he
down.
he ended up playing. I think his calf was busted
But
at the end of the
if
game.
so it's the biggest game. You've got a bloke who's had a 4 to 6 week calf injury that he said he's back now in however many.
Is it 3 weeks to the day? I think it is.
Mate, if it was
ridiculous.
a one-off though, but that was a reoccurrence, wasn't it? Was it the second?
Nah, he had a quad, but I think he's had, mate, have you seen his calves? His calves are
The
honestly.
thing that I'll give him credit, he has the most powerful calves in the system. If you had my calves, you're cooked. He's got that much muscle in there. They might just blend back quicker.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but if you're Geelong, you're sitting there going, you beauty. You got a bloke out there who's going to kick then a Zach Bailey out of the midfield who was dynamic and dominant. And he can sort of only be on the treadmill a little bit, Lockie Neal, because he was. That second part of the Geelong game, if you go back and watch it, there was no real spread defensively. There was no transition. And that's when Holmes and Smith, manner out of stoppage, really got going. They got busy and they started to dominate from scoring from that source, and especially around the ground ball ups, which is a good indication of how well you're spreading and how little heat's on the footy. I think they kicked 4 goals across the match from there, which is decent numbers. So if you're Geelong, you're like, yep. The romantic says, Lockie, play what if you're best on ground? Like that's here. But when you break it down, grand final day,
What would you do if you coach them?
oh my goodness.
You're talking about 2-time Brownlow
I
medalist,
would- you know
premiership
what? I
player,
would say,
captain.
Lockie, you go and have a good hard think about it. Jimmy Tunstall's ready to go, or whoever's ready. You tell me you can give me your absolute best, because we saw with Scotty Pendlebury what an absolute clusterfuck it is if it goes early.
Yep.
And I would put it on him because he's old enough, he's wise enough, and then I think you actually sit down. Simon Prestigiacomo actually pulled himself out of the grand final that we went on to win. Nath Brown came in, did a fantastic job. Of course, on Nick Rewell, but Presty, who'd been there forever, had a slight hammy, and Mick said to him, what do you reckon? And he went away 24 hours and then came back and said, if it goes and I'm the reason we lose, because Nick Rewell's a very good player, I'm the reason I could never live with myself, play the fitter bloke.
Doesn't get talked about enough, that.
No, it doesn't. It's because it's Presty who was just very unassuming and selfless throughout his entire career. But, that was coaching from Mick saying, right, go and have a think about it. And as a player, that's something, as much as you back yourself in, like Lockie Wood, Brownlow medalist, we know that arguably could have won the Normie last year. you sit there and they're the things that would be ticking over in your mind because they're the things that keep you up at night.
I think of the block of footy that he's missed, though, because we talk about this recent calf, but prior to that, the quad you said it was.
Yeah.
That was the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season.
I think he did it against Collingwood when they flogged him that night.
So there's 8 or 9 weeks and he's played 3/4 of a game. So match fitness has to come into it.
32 at 3/4 time. But it's not like
it's about the score involvements, 2 clearances, and Baz and
it wasn't the best game.
Baz and Max Holmes combined for over 1 kilometre of metres gained.
But here it is though, because the question is Lockie is a superstar. Like if you probably was a player that is a role player, the decision's nearly made.
Right now, head to head, would you beat him in a stoppage?
No, his calves have beat me
You
up.
beat him in the bicep curl competition.
What sort of peppies are you on? This is
that's a
Snoop Dogg. No, he's not into that.
no, Snoop looks skinny, doesn't he? He's a real skinny operator.
Anyway,
That was the joke. Yes, sorry, Danny Bodies.
We missed that one out.
So, you're a leader you've been a leader since you come out the womb. What would you do if you were Lockie Neal or if you were Fagan?
Look, if I was Fagan, again, you respect Lockie enough. He's the captain of the club, absolute superstar. So you let him make the ultimate decision. But I think you lay it all out on the table in a discussion together. You have the medicos in that room. You have a look at the block of training that he's put together before his injury and then since. And there'd be some indicators that you have to tick. But it's, again, back to Daisy's point, a head and heart decision. So I'd put it on Lockie's shoulders. And again, if you cannot say that you're 95%, even 90%, not having played the week before, I reckon it's a no. So
Hugh McCluggage got tagged last time, had no answers for it. So effectively, if you're Geelong, you're like, right, we go with that. Lockdown, see you later. There's one gone. We've got a midfielder who we can run off. There's 2 gone. So we've pretty much got to worry about Ashcroft or whoever the spare is that's rolling through there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that.
But there's going to be a new tactic. Like I was thinking about this yesterday. I spoke to Toby about it. There's got to be some other tactic that is different from that game because Geelong got it all on their terms.
They did, but McCluggage, there's only so many.
McCluggage has to go, for me, McCluggage has to go to Holmes or Bailey Smith and it creates the 2v1 chaos.
Yeah.
Or he's got to be coming off the wing.
But again, that's not an overly threatening move.
Yeah, but it's just something different. Like they need to take out
Holmes. You can't go forward. Like this is the thing. This is why midfielders who go forward are worth their weight in gold because if you're getting tagged hard sat on and you don't know how to manipulate it to go to the wing spot release
Dangerfield like.
Yeah, correct. You just go, right, we're going the square, young fella. Let's bloody dance. And if that happened, if McCluggage takes you tag to the square,
you win already.
Mullen's a decent enough defender. He played on Charlie Cameron from time to time. He's played on all the good smalls. You just sit there and go, sweet, that's taken care of, no dramas.
So is it I'm just trying to think. Bailey and Rayner. So Rayner got sat on by O'Connor. You got to think he comes up to the midfield a little bit more, doesn't he?
Yeah, but again, like you force them to change something that they don't want to do. Like it's.
We're probably getting right into the granny now. We might as well stay here.
Yeah, well, it's the only game to get through.
Yeah, no, we're going to review last week.
Who are you guys? What game are you guys doing for the Prophet Propeller this week?
I was thinking.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about going around the leagues. Did you go around the leagues last week and catch your eye on the Waffle Grand Final? Did you guys see that?
Was that me, boys?
No, it was actually South Fremantle. Big shout out to my mate Hayden Sloyth. He had cancer this year. He had 3 rounds of chemo, come back and then played in the Waffle Granny and won. So
that's a great
big shout out to my man Hayden Sloyth. One of the more inspiring things I've seen. I didn't think he could get back, but he went straight back after his chemo and was playing not long after. And then they've ended up winning the Granny by, I think it was 2 points. So big shout out to you. It was East Perth, I'm pretty sure. The last passage of play, right?
Yes.
East Perth get holding the ball on a South Fremantle player. So there's a second to go. So the umpire goes holding the ball. And the ball bobbles and a South Freo guy has got the ball. And when the siren goes, they all put their arms up and celebrate and the bloke bombs the ball in celebration. And then all the East Perth guys are going, that's 50. And it would have been about 40 to 35 metre shot dead front. And the umpires are gathered together and, mate, they didn't pay it. So the blokes ended up having a shot after the siren from 100 out. And it was just, I was watching it going, oh my God, why did he do that? Why did he do that? And I don't even know what the rule is. I think it's a 50 every day of the week, but they didn't pay it, and I think it was if you go online,
look 50 because if he was able to take his kick.
Oh, you got to, if you haven't seen it, check it out. I think Goz actually did a green screen over the top of it. Go and check this out. But when I was watching it, it was actually all our old Freo teammates because we were supporting Sleuthy, and I'm like, did anyone just see that bloke bomb the ball? Because the siren's gone.
Yeah.
Everyone's running on the field, like South Freo guys, they're going crazy. Anyway, epic.
Shout out to the Scray too. Footscray.
Yes.
VFL premiers. Yeah, against Southport Sharks.
Wasn't that a good game?
That was a great game.
Southport were they were coming back so hard in that third quarter.
6 goals to love at the start of the game. So they were behind the 8
Panic
ball.
stations there for Footscray.
And then, for Footscray, but for Southport to begin with. And then, great game in the end. The weather played a factor when it started to drizzle a bit. Southport come really strong and Scray were able to hold on and, terrific.
You were there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there. So I got the last half, brought the family along.
That's great.
But no, a lot of obviously the Doggies boys were there to support, but it's a big thing. And Stuart Edge, who's the coach, has been so successful as coach of the Scray team. So hats off to him and his boys. Great win, great premiership.
Very hard to win premierships. So great, big shout out. And Ads Trelaw is someone that's been looking for one for a long time. So big shout out to Adsy. Congratulations, mate. It's good to see you get the medal around the neck. DeRay as well goes out on top.
On a high.
He's had a few
Liam
flags.
Jones as well got wrapped up with the
so
Dolphins, which is interesting.
Does he go somewhere else then?
I think he puts his hat out there.
Isn't that a real weird? He went from almost all Australian, didn't he, last year to not even getting picked.
And they haven't. Bukakamas is linked now to going across to the Blues, so there's a couple of decent holes there in that back line, which they need to fill because that was their Achilles heel, if you will, all year.
Let's just go back to last week. We said Geelong too good for the Hawks, and it was a masterclass from Chris Scott. But Daisy, you said a well-rested Dangerfield is very dangerous. Well, weren't you just on the money?
Yeah, I think I saw that one pretty well. I gave you where the winners and who was going to who. I kind of did go up to the wing and play on Weddle and really quelled his influence on the game. Of course, O'Shea Mullen went to the Wizard and put him to sleep. Geelong is so good because they have that ability and they're so well drilled that if somebody went in, like if the Wizard went on ball, they just spit someone out and it's no dramas. They're across everything. They're such an in-sync team. The Hawks were good.
They were really good.
And they should have been further up at quarter time. Yeah. Like if they had to put probably 2 or 3 more on them, which they could have, I reckon they get their confidence going and the doubts come. Didn't happen. Catch just fantastic. And, of course, Tom Stewart gets concussed.
No one's really spoken about that. It's
maybe I'll got off though.
Which is good. He got 3 and then went
got
3 then off.
Yeah, 3 then off for a dangerous tackle. But you talk about danger. So 31, kicked
32, wasn't it?
32, 20 contested.
Short.
But
man, danger.
Probably the biggest stat that came out of this is 75% of his touches were in the forward half.
That's
dangerous. He's a wrecking ball.
He was actually a wrecking ball.
Mate, him and Jeremy Cameron like 3 or 4 times, boosh, and they just bounce off.
What about when he his arms up and he just get the knees and the ribs and like, danger, you can Anyway, can he do it again?
Well, number 1 ground ball player inside forward 50 for the Cats and was number 5 in the comp for ground ball gets inside 50.
How many years has Danger got left?
At this rate, 2, 3, 4.
That's wild, isn't it?
Incredible.
Again, I know they hate saying it, but put him in cotton wool for 15 weeks. Bring him out for the
mate, he hardly saw a centre bounce attendance in the first 23 rounds of the year, went in late, and then in the finals, he's just been like, right, go in there and then go forward. Incredible. That's one of the better finals performances you're ever likely to see.
And their back was against the wall. Like that, the Hawthorn, I couldn't believe when Hawthorn were leading, I went, oh, geez, I didn't see this one coming. I'm going to go 0 from 7. I think I went 2 from 2 last week, by the way.
I think we all did.
Did we?
Yep.
Did we all go? Okay.
I don't know if I did.
I'm not sure if you did as well. Any other takeaways from last week's games? But we haven't spoken about the first or the second game.
Well, the Brisbane Lions, that was a dominant performance. And even when you think of the second quarter, Collingwood got back into it, somehow got themselves in front. Like, if you actually break it down, Dane Zorko gave away a high free kick, laced somebody out, and then also with the switch kick turned it over. So there's 3 goals that they absolutely were gifted. So it wasn't great practice or anything. It was more luck. And then Brisbane steadied themselves. Ty Gallup, you might have heard the name here first. He was pretty good again as well. And
how's he walking, blokes? You can't be that tall and selling candy.
But so it's great to see Prelim. So his confidence grows. Does it happen again? Like these young...
Well, it has to happen if they want to win.
And the same with our boy Morris, who was awesome. Brisbane, clinical. Both sides, Geelong and Brisbane, absolutely clinical.
A key takeaway from mine for both games, I reckon we had one of the goals of the year in that mid-air from Will Ashcroft, and then definitely mark of the year with Jamie Elliott.
So I had the privilege of like looking down from where we were sitting, and it looked better live because he was hanging in the air.
2 rides.
Yeah. And I was like, that is like
you could see it like he went back. Yeah. It was the big run up. You're like, he's launching regardless.
It was, and there was no goals down that end. I don't know if you remember. We were getting starved.
Like I think he had 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think Mason Cox kicked the first. It was a free kick from Zorko when he ripped his. What about him? That's actually not a bad tactic. If some bloke's got goggles, we were all talking about. Does he have a spare pair in the back pocket, Mason? Because
I think he's got the Zogs in the back pocket.
Well, if he's got the spare Zogs, then that's not there. It's not the greatest tactic then. But that was the only goal we had all game. I'm going, fuck, we're getting starved down here. It's all down the other end. And then he's taken that hang. It was unbelievable.
Athleticism, talent, and then time of game.
They only offered him a 1-year deal. Is that what I read? Or they just given upped it to 2?
It's still up in the air.
A few rumours that Gold Coasters, they're sniffing around. That'd be a big loss. I was thinking about it when I was watching.
Who else is going to keep the goals?
Well, I was watching 60 plus. Majacek, my man. He's off to Melbourne, they reckon. Big Coxie's no full forward.
Well, he got the first one laced out from Dacos in his lap.
All over his face.
Sauce all over him.
Too much popcorn. We've all been there. And then Elliott, who was just the only real forward that was firing.
Great game. 4
goals on one of the toughest defenders, big plus, and a hanger. So you take them 3, out. They must be landing Kerno because I can't work out how you can let them all go. And that's the only thing I get. They must be landing a big fish because if not, it's panic stations for them.
Allen.
Isn't he going to Brisbane?
I don't know. I'm just saying stuff.
Yeah. But even that, off an injury. Like they need to. Yeah, well, they need something. Are the Pies going to be out of premiership windows next year, boys? Or do you think they're still in it?
You got to love the narrative. So it's the Geelong sort of model. We're here and we're just going to continue to try and top up to be competitive and give ourselves a chance. They got injuries at the wrong time of year and they probably peaked too early. It's such a long year to try and dominate from go to woe. They were first 16 rounds, they were incredible.
14-2.
Yeah, and then sort of fell off the cliff a little bit. And I was worried about that. Adelaide form proved to be not that strong. But no, I think they'll be all right. Just depends. Like this trade period stuff now, and this, like we've spoken about with Essendon and Carlton, when you're one of the big clubs, you attract some big fish. Those two now, not so much, but Collingwood, everyone still wants to come. So I think the replacements, although it's hard to replace a guy that's kicked 60 goals, at least you're a big club that people want to come to.
Yep.
Really well said, mate. Really well said. All right, well, you've got the scoop on Zach Merrett. Daisy, our man, obviously interviewed him, but the fair bit of movement behind the scenes. You talk to the board level, which is what you love.
President.
So talk to us about what's happening at the board level.
Show, as of last night, I think it was broken in the media that he has signed on as president. And I think it was broken on Channel 9 last night that there was an email sent to 365 former Essendon players. And this is ranging across the last 20 years. And I think that the context of that email was to get over your gripe.
Andrew Welsh played for...
Oh,
is that him?
Daisy's got a photo.
Is that him?
Can we get this up on the big screen?
That's him, yeah.
He's got a photo.
I thought I remembered.
Sitting on remember in an Anzac Day Classic.
That's his finest moment, but this is probably his second finest.
Sorry, I got distracted.
That's a great photo.
He did.
That's a rare ability, making a boardroom discussion and linking it back to myself.
Yeah, I love that. I love
incredible.
that.
And having that photo ready to go within 5 seconds. You've read the run sheet.
Right.
That's good
crux. The crux is my explanation. So thank you, Daisy.
Yeah, sorry, go back to it. Yeah, so Daisy's round 4, Anzac.
Anzac Day.
Oh, no, sorry. Welsh, yeah.
But it was imploring all the past players to get over whatever kerfuffle that had been done in the past, the gripe that you got with the club, because we need you to be part of the solution. We need the Essendon Footy Club to get back where it belongs, and that's fighting for premierships and winning finals. So, look, I thought it was a real powerful start, to reach out to those who bleed, or used to bleed red and black, to come back on board, to jump on the train and to ensure that this club can be, back to the glory that it once was. So, I wish him all the best. He's been a great appointment, and we'll just see where it lands because it's a step in the right direction for mine.
So he's had an incredible post-footy career. He's gone into subdivision and construction development, all of this stuff, made heaps of cash, so awesome stuff. Is there a world where you can go to your Zach Merrett and say, Zach, you stay, the job at the end of your career is, you work for us. You work for us and you be a part
manager.
Are you allowed to do that? Because that's the only way I see Zach Merrett staying.
Well, you
not
across
that tactic, is it?
You across
You
the.
just go, mate, like, we'll do this subdivision. You'll be a part of it. You tip in, this is our results. Effectively it's investing. So I don't know where it actually.
You're opening up a can of worms here because I think there's an opportunity across all clubs for this.
Did you say Cotton On?
Cotton On, now Vizzy and Juddy, that was blown up.
But in Juddy's defence, loves recycling.
Loves recycling.
Always put it in the right bin. Incredible.
No, but I think there's so much opportunity, again, because we're talking about transition and post-footy. If you can align your life and get it set up before you finish your career, you're obviously allowing yourself to be the best you can be and be successful post your career. So I would be entertaining every avenue. And this is for any player or player movement. If you can get in touch with the coterie group, you find out what skills you have, what passions you have, you combine those both and give yourself a bit of a roadmap post-footy. There is so much opportunity and luring, people, if you like the Gold Coast and there's some infrastructure around that and you've got some members and things that can set up that post-footy life, mate, there is massive scope across the whole industry for this to happen.
Yeah, really
That's
well
my
said.
pitch to them.
No, it's good. I really like Andrew Welsh. I reckon it's a great appointment. A real bloke, you can tell.
Less bullshit.
Yeah, but just like he played the game.
Yeah.
He's a businessman. He looks like he has a beer and he enjoys people. And I love the fact that he's going, everyone, because the reality is you get the flick. Not many people get to retire on their own terms. They get the flick, they get the arse, they get hard done by, don't really want to go back. The new coaches aren't really from the fabric.
Yeah.
But he's from the fabric when they were good. And he brings all the past players that he's probably got great relationships with. He goes, come and help me instead of trying to abuse us.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden, so for me, I'd love to see, and I was an Essendon fan growing up, when's Matthew Lloyd going to step back into the venue? It's probably hard with the media role, but not just him. I'm talking Lloydie, obviously Hurdy's one, he's on media, but all those blokes, Spike McVeigh, he's a great coach, but mate, Paul Barnard, all of them, you name them.
Yeah.
But that's when you see the culture. Like, look at Geelong. They're all kind of past players. No, just speak serious for a second here.
Mate, they all need to get back.
This is what Essendon need. And then when you start to see that, it looks better from the outside looking in. And I reckon,
mate, from the top down.
Yeah.
You've got to get it all. Good clubs, good business. It is all stable and steady from the top down. No bullshit, no fractures. You go, and that's what he's doing. He's trying to align them, which is a great spot to start because
so who sent the email? Because I heard he said last night it was a past player. Eddie asked him and he goes, I won't tell you.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know. But whoever it was, they must have had a fair access to an email list, but and then it had to bear some weight. So it had to be a stalwart of the club because you're not going to get a 5-game player to go and reach out to a Matty Lloyd or a James Hurd. So whoever did it.
I have no idea why you pointed at Tommy when you said 5-game player. The disrespect in the way that you just.
I was more worried about him choking on his phlegm that he's.
There's no phlegm. There's a serious infection. Anyway, we'll keep moving. But I think it's a good thing. It's a great thing for the Dons.
Good luck to Welshie, mate. The big clubs back up there. Yeah. You need the big clubs to be successful. Footy is better when the big four are flying and playing finals.
So we're going to end this Merrett narrative because we'll find out in a few weeks. Staying or going?
Gone.
I can't see him going back. No.
I reckon he's staying at the Bombers.
There you go.
Well, you're getting heaps of cash if he is.
Yep, here we go. We're getting heaps of cash. All right.
Where do you live, Zach? Oh, I've got 140 houses out in Derrimut.
He's got all subdivided. He's got a huge development. He just made $400 million.
Send it to 1 through 400.
Well, let's stay on the trades quickly before we get to the big granny. But Dees, Petrarca could possibly be off to the Suns for Flanders and Picks, and the Dogs looking for Stephen May. Can you see any of them happening?
Well, the Stephen May one of the Dogs one starts to make sense now.
Yep.
What they've just let go. Petrarca will be interest anywhere. Has he been linked to Collingwood yet?
I don't think he has, but I'm reading the Suns. But I thought Adelaide was someone that needs him. So I reckon keep your eyes on that.
Yeah, Adelaide. And everyone's still sleeping on Adelaide. They've got so much cash. They've got the war chest, as everyone likes to call it, because they play there, outside of Dawson, Rankin. There's not a whole lot that's getting paid over there, so they've got some money, so keep an eye on them.
Jamie Elliott on the Suns radar, Brody Mahajcek on the Ds, and the question marks for Bobby Hill's future remain. Thoughts on those three?
There'll be movement at Collingwood, won't there? So I don't know where the ledger is. Jamie Elliott offered, news is it's a 1-year offer. He deserves more than that.
How does he only get a 1 year after that year?
Again, his importance from an observer's point of view is really, really high. So to show that faith of only a 1-year contract, you can see why he's probably turned his nose up.
Suns need a small forward. Imagine a dynamic small forward like him next to King.
Any club would take Jamie Elliott.
Yeah, 60 goals is 60
but you want to go to a club that's in the window, and I think Suns are in the
ball to you.
Yep. Plenty of inside 50s coming through that forward line. Last one here. This is the biggest one, I think. because it could turn out to be the best, but it could also be the worst. Who knows? Jamarra Ugle-Hagan wanting a new club. As a club, would you risk getting him, boys?
As a football fan, I don't want to see Jamarra Ugle-Hagan on the scrap heap. I want for him to be happy in his life to the point where he's, all things are good and rosy and can get back and become one of these really great stories to go and play footy, because I would love to see him in his absolute best. We've seen little bits of it in games, kicking a handful here and there. For him to get it right would be one of the great things to go and watch, because the talent, the upside is huge. And I do hope that a club takes a chance on him, because if you can get it all right and you can help him out and you can make him become the best version of himself as a person, as a player, holistically, the upside is phenomenal. It's the risk you got to take, and you got to weigh that up. So it's going to be a brave club, but I'd love to see somebody take the chance. And
it's when you're talking about a risk and willingness, I think it's willingness, because you're going to have to put some infrastructure around him, some support, because it's not going to be he gets traded to another club and he just fits into the system. I don't think that's going to happen. There's too much stuff that he's dealing with at the moment that's ingrained in his life and his lifestyle. So he's got some challenges ahead. So whether it's a risk or you're willing to put, like I said, support and infrastructure around him to be successful, because I'm with you, Daisy. He's a highlight reel. He's why he puts bums on seats. He's why people come and watch the footy. I bet you he's inspiring a younger generation, especially in the Indigenous land, to come up and play AFL and put your talent on display, because he is an absolute star. And I just think it's going to be more than just a trade to a new club. There's a few more layers to it. And whether that's, a 6-month training block and, re-establishing into the AFL system before he plays, I'm not sure what it looks like. But it has to be robust enough that you're investing in getting the man right.
So have the Dogs just let him go, or is it trade?
The Dogs haven't let him go yet, but I think they'll want something for him.
I've read the Dogs will play hardball.
They will play hardball, but I can't see, and we've said this openly on this podcast before, him being in a Bulldogs Guernsey next year.
No, I don't think so either.
So I think at the end of the day, for the health and well-being of the individual, to get him to a new club and a new environment is a good outcome for all.
We're a players podcast. We just want the players playing their best.
Yeah,
and he's a good kid too.
Everyone deserves a second chance. I think Sonny Walters is a great story. If anyone wants to see a bloke that turns his career around. One of my first year, he got sent back to Waffle, but once he leaned up and turned his life around, I've never seen anything like it since. And he obviously just finished up this year. But what he did after that was enormous. Now, completely different people and scenarios.
But you'd love to see conversations being had. So if you're a club who's a prospective buyer, you'd be reaching out to anyone who's had a bit of a story, who's had some troubles, trials, and tribulations along the way, saying, hey, would you be happy to have a coffee?
Yeah,
would you come and have a yarn? Stevie J spoke about it on the Sunday Rub. He's like, mate, I'd love to talk to the kid, because Stevie J's career, it was at the crossroads.
Yep.
Different sort of things happening, but he was, potentially going to be one of those guys that was wasted talent. And you get to the point where he is now, he's like, geez, I would have absolutely kicked myself if I didn't straighten it up and sort it out.
And like I said before, he is a role model to the up-and-coming generation. So with the help of others, the club, infrastructure and support, we will see the best of Jamarra Ugle-Hagan, but it'll take someone or a club that's willing to put that, in and around him.
Sydney makes sense for me, just thinking about it. Sydney feels like a new home, good culture.
Yep.
Generally, they can turn everything around up there, and they probably need a key forward.
Probably won't be as much of the spotlight.
There's no real spotlight up there. Yeah, you can relax a little bit. All right, lads, you're on fire. Geelong v Lions. I'm reading my run sheet from the Butler.
That's the grand final, Tommy. So give it a bit.
Yeah, I will. I'll get you to do it, actually.
This week on Saturday footy, only one game. Must be buys or something.
Round 28.
That was more the start. They've never played each other in the grand final. So I want to get to it. We'll pump it up in a second. But the last to touch the cup, do you believe in that? Do you think that's the thing?
And I want it to be like 5 minutes. You got to.
We put Sidey up to it, it'd be bloody 20 minutes.
Yeah. No, it's a thing. You got to make sure you're the last one to leave your hand on it.
How long do you give it till you go, this is beyond a joke?
Well, it depends if you want to win.
All right, well, let's have a quick little play here. Who's the last to touch the cup? Was it Friday is when they do it?
It's Friday.
Nah, but Danger won't play. I don't think Danger will buy into games like that. You reckon?
Yeah.
He'll be that. I'm going to put fucking Geelong on my back and play the same.
Might not even touch the cup, you reckon?
Touch the cup. They just,
Wow.
yeah, this is cool. But
Not touching it would ruin the whole scenario, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
for this chat.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
No, you did.
douse the
So
question.
you're meant to lean into it and say, oh, Danger's
Brisbane.
probably going to hold it for 5 minutes and Harris will hold it for 10. I don't know if he's the fucking captain.
sorry, mate.
Oh, well.
Sorry, you're being a bit flat, and I'm just trying to figure out.
Fuck the
This
cup
is all
theory.
you-
The cup
You
theory
know
is
what?
fucking
You
washed.
touch the cup, you lose.
Don't even look at me.
Whatever we're doing, it's the opposite this year, apparently.
Anyway, head to head.
No,
Who's
Daisy's going to
playing?
intro the big dance. Here we go.
Carl, after 24 rounds, the home and away season, the finals, it's all set. The biggest day, the biggest stage in September. The Cats, they've been there, they've done it before. On the Lions, this is their third grand final in 3 years. It's going to be special. Brucey, we love you, but come on. Grand final day is the best day, bar none. You get up, it's like Christmas. The coverage, it's there from 6 o'clock or whatever. You watch the replays from the night before. Not even sure if they do that, but they bloody should. And then you just sit there all day. You wait. You got your barbecue. You got your plans. You got the esky full of nice cold piss, and you're ready to go for the biggest game of the year. Let's get it on.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love footy.
Talk about Jeez, I'm turned on. Here we go.
Tell you what, Daisy can see the finish line. He's got one more.
I just lifted it, didn't I?
holidays booked. I'm surprised he's not
crisply worked through that bloody disease you've given me.
I thought I'd get to the
Stay
finish
away,
line, but I don't
stay
think I'll
away.
get there. Let's just play a quick clip and hope Dipper can get the ball to the G.
All right, you sorted the grand final match ball?
Sent it to the MCG this morning, mate.
You did specify which one, didn't you?
There's only one MCG, right?
Says here there's 127,000 MCGs in the country.
That ball could be anywhere. Look, the ball's going to get there, I'm sure of it. If not, I'll drive the ball myself.
This is important, Dipper. We need the safest driver in the country. Amy?
Lucky you're with Amy.
Well, there you go, boys. Let's just hope that the ball goes to the right MCG, hey?
Safe driver.
Yeah.
Now
Slow
let's
down,
get
Anyway, head to head.
Yes,
Let's go straight into it. Head to head for the last 10 years. So Geelong are 12 and Brisbane are 6, but at the venue, it's 2-1 in Geelong's favour. And the last game, let's touch on the last game because Geelong gave them a bath.
Well, it was a qualifying final, and all bar the umpires trying to intervene, it could have been every bit of 10-plus goals. So that form line is hard to look past, but even round 15 down at the Cattery, the Lions win in a dominant display.
That would have been the propeller bet that we lost on, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was where Geelong, I think it was 22.5 points. They were
Then they lost by
flying,
about 50.
And they lost by 50.
Yeah.
And Harris Andrews had his best game.
Harris
No
Andrews
Brownlow
was
votes.
unbelievable, yes.
He was.
But it's, so you've got Geelong. So outside of Tom Stewart, fit, healthy, have done it the easier way. Obviously, win-win, in you go. And you've got the Lions who are a bit banged up. They're going to take a couple of banged up blokes in. And if it is they are good enough to win, this is going to be one of the great wins in a grand final you're ever likely to see, hear, or talk about. And it's going to take some masterful coaching because I think there's levers that can be pulled, as we saw in that qualifying final from Chris Scott and his coach's box, that can take away the strengths. He is somebody that will happily take away the strengths. So to Chris Fagan and his men, they're going to have to be ready to move some magnets and roll the dice and learn some lessons that they would have obviously got from that qualifying final. So I think it's going to be tough for the Lions. I really do. I hope it's a good game. I don't want another fizzer, but I just can't really see at the moment how the Cats don't win it.
Yeah, and it's a big one for mine. I'll go straight into a matchup, which I can't
Give
wait.
it to me.
So Jeremy
Give it to me,
Cameron,
Walt.
obviously Commonwealth medalist, absolute star.
Yep.
We saw Harris Andrews get thrown around a bit. Darcy Gardner started. Was it on? Was it on?
Not Wilmot. Ryan Lester started on him.
Yep.
Yep, and then it changed and moved the Maggins. And this is where Jackson Payne, who got injured early in the year, this is where that second tall, that second tall option in defence, I reckon it'll come to bite them on the bum because I reckon there'll be movement. Do you throw Harris straight on Jeremy from the start?
No, he doesn't play on him.
He doesn't,
We
no.
literally
But if
spoke
he
to
gets
Jezza and he goes, I get Leicester at first and then I had Gardner second. So you'd think they're going to just start Gardner on him. But then you just probably go, well, they'll put Chuck Dangerfield in the
Jezza
goal
had
square.
6 shots on goal in that first quarter, which was the most by any player ever in a quarter of a final.
There you go.
Yeah, he was on fire.
Mate, but he just
Yeah, they weren't going through
Yeah.
what he kicked for the game. I think he had 2 goals, 3, and he didn't really hit the scoreboard after
didn't,
that. He
no,
spent all his
so-
tickets early, but
Yeah.
that's all he needed to do. Harris Andrews can't go to Jezza because they need him to play that roll-off game. That's the matchup I like. I like the Shannon Neal Harris Andrews because that's what they didn't get right down at the Cattery.
No, they didn't.
And he got it right in the first final.
Yeah, and Mason Cox did a serviceable job for the first quarter and a bit against Harris Andrews, and then Harris had some real impact in that prelim final. So that's because not only obviously the intercept, but even when he gets a clean run and jump with the spoil, he sends it 15 the other way. Like it's not just a soft drop, your smalls are in it. He clears the area, which is massive. So you have to not just nullify him from marking it, but also take away a little bit of his timing so he can't bash it the other way.
Yep.
And then the smalls, like does Dane Zorko get off the leash because he's the one who just distributes the ball.
Had 35 last time, but the ball lived down there.
Yeah, and again, they didn't put a whole lot of time into him because they didn't need to. The game was on their terms. So we've seen players like a Grind Myers be thrown to a Dane Zorko that could hurt you the other way. They're really smart and use your nous that way. Again, these are just the sort of little matchups and the levers that can be pulled.
And but you start Paddy Dangerfield, in the guts. You have to, don't you?
Paddy, whatever you want to start in the coach's box, but if you want to drive the ball to the ground with Dipper, you do whatever you want, son.
If you don't want to look at the cup, you don't have
if
to.
you don't want to touch the cup.
I think you leave Danger. I think you put him in there like the second kind of rotation when everything just the buzz goes out. Then you put in the machine.
So who's capable of taking him in the forward line then? Is it Starcevic? Is there anyone else? Well, you got Lester if he's not taking.
I think
Starcevic
Lester, Starcevic, yeah, but someone has to go to Stengel.
And Stengel was in sneaky good form too.
Yeah.
Like kicking a lot of points.
What I mean. I think there's a lot of problems, and the biggest problem I think now with Berry out, your man Daisy, our man who's been on the pod. Dempsey kicked 3 goals last time they played and had 25. He had the most on the ground for the Cats. Daisy had him as the propeller lock. He kicked it in the first 6 minutes. But he now gets a good matchup because if they send little Levi Ashcroft, I don't think they'll do that again.
They can't do that again.
So then you go, well, who's going to go to him on the wing? I don't know if they've got an answer for him again. So he's a guy that I really like.
Probably Fletcher, which is a pretty good matchup.
Well, he's half back, so you're going to push him to a wing?
You could, yeah. And he's a good, he runs
be a
really
great
well.
matchup.
He's smart, and he can actually jump with him in the air. So that'd be a matchup.
That would then move someone out of their half back line, though. That would be a win for Geelong.
Yeah, and again, these are the things. So there's so much at play, and I don't think we'll see it until probably about the 3 or 4 minute mark because there'll be no declaring your hands early.
I think that's a great call by you. I think Fletcher has to go to the wing and play that defensive wingman role.
Yep.
And then as a wingman, you're trying to get back, beat your man back, let the high half forward come up to your man, which would be Dempsey, so you can get the ball.
Yeah.
But then on the other side, you're trying to get in and to stop them from scoring. So it's not a bad little tactic there. They have to do something because he honestly sliced them last time.
Yeah.
And we're speaking about a lot the way and the style that Brisbane want to play. Uncontested marks. They want to control the footy and build it up.
90 to 100 last time. They didn't get it going.
No, they didn't. And they had last game, 112 or something crazy in terms of marks.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, the prelim just gone.
Yeah,
so
they smoked them.
113. There you go. And Zorko, you talk about early on, was trying too much, being too brave, and there was 3 goals against that Collingwood got. So if they can control the ball and build it up from that point of view, if it becomes a foot race and there's too much uncontested pill on the ground and ground balls, I reckon it's going to swing into Geelong's favour. So
who goes to Bailey Smith? I was just looking at that's a really good point, mate.
Too.
Does anyone go to him?
I don't think they have someone go the hard tag. And again, that's just not really what Brisbane do. You can see Dunkley going to him around stoppage, but if you Baz, again, you'd be like, right, I would just be taking off.
Yeah.
You can manipulate then one of their strengths, which is Dunkley around the footy. You'd be starting inside, and if he's going hard tag, you just take off to the wing spot and put someone through who's then unopposed because you can manipulate because you're doing so much. And that's what Brisbane have to be smart. You know that O'Connor's going to go sit on someone. You know that O'Shea Mullen's going to sit on someone. And you know that Tommy Atkins will be in the back jocks of someone. He'll be sitting right inside their hip pocket. You have to figure out a way to manipulate that and give yourself some really smart, easy, uncontested looks. So if you open it up, you hit it, whatever it may be, but they have to get bang for buck in manipulating those matchups.
And I asked you this question last week, DeGoey v Will Ashcroft, who wins? And you said that if DeGoey gets to hit the scoreboard, well, that'll probably be in Collingwood's favour. Now he didn't, and then Will's gone and
Will
kicked.
did the opposite.
He's gone and kicked 2 outstanding goals, one from the boundary and 50. So if you put him up against Max Holmes, because that's the matchup, that's the outlier that, you probably, Dunkley goes to Smith, McCluggey just gets tagged, and that second midfielder. So who wins that battle? Like who, you talk about offensive power. Ashcroft, he's been in good form, but then I just looked at Holmes on the weekend. If he gets on that outside, if he gets that loose ball, he's hard to stop. He can't catch him.
Do you say it's got to be scoreboard? It's got to be who hits the scoreboard. Yeah. And they both have been hitting it. I'm still wondering whether Atkins goes to Ashcroft. You got to remember, he won the Norm Smith last year, so we don't speak about Ashcroft a lot, but he's done nothing but dominate. He had 30 against them last time. He had 19 kicks as well. It wasn't just like handballs. Does Atkins go to him as well?
And again, there's another matchup. And Atkins, his final series has been phenomenal. Not just taking the piss with how much he loves to tackle, but his actual use and ball use, getting in there, critical ball wins. So there's an option. Yeah. Do we just go head to head? Well, then do you start throwing some small forwards up? I reckon both sides will be sending some smalls in. Obviously, Geelong don't want to leave Harris Andrews spare or Dane Zorko. But if it's a 3v3 in the corridor or it's in the stoppage, you got to figure out a way to make sure that you can then use it and go forward, which Geelong did really well in that qualifying final.
To answer your question, I don't know. I don't know. I think they've literally it's going to be an intriguing battle. You know what?
It's really a norm off. Whoever gets off the leash of those two, I think will win the Norm Smith.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I kind of see Geelong forward winning the Norm quietly. I don't know. I feel like the ball's going to be down there, but I just don't think they've got enough answers, Brisbane, in the back line.
Well, and you talk about what do you take on trust? So Jezza, Neil, Danger, Morris.
I trust him.
Morris, Gallup, and I hope that they all go out and dominate on the biggest stage. That's what we all want. But
Lohman,
if you're just
I trust
taking
him.
Lohman, we've seen it. But the two talls, can they produce their absolute best when it's required the most? History probably says maybe not.
I think there's a player we haven't mentioned is Zach Bailey. He has to play an absolute blinder, I reckon.
But this is the concern.
Had 27 and 1 last time, and they still lost by
Neil
nearly
coming
40.
in. He had a heap of clearances too. Zachy Bailey went to, I think it was 13 centre bounces. If Neil comes in, does that limit his time there? Or does Neil, the Neil one's the fascinating one because I think that changes the dynamic of that Brisbane side so much.
And kudos to the Brisbane coach, Fagan. He was awarded the coach of the year from the coaches. So, but this is going to have to be a coaching masterclass.
We'll be in the Rixies as well. I've got good intel.
Really?
Yeah,
in the
Fags
box.
wants some Rixies for the parade, so we'll see if he puts them on.
The
Coach of the year. Yeah,
Jesus, what are you going there? Soho Cherries?
I don't know what we do.
Guinea.
Maybe he's going to rock the guineas.
The old prime frame safety guys.
The prime train's got the sport frames. No, the safety's next year.
That's 2 years in a row that Fags has won that award as voted by his peers.
What a coach he's been. I remember there was a bit of mail going, no games Fagan. It was the kind of, tradie kind of banter in your WhatsApps, everyone getting into him saying he'll never win a granny, he's never played a game. Well, geez, aren't they wrong? He's done everything that you could do as a coach.
He answered it so well. And the question, I think it was on AFL 360, what's it mean to you? Are you proud of it? And he goes, I'm proud, but it's a reflection of the club. It's a reflection of the coaching staff, the players, the medicos, the football department, the board. He named nearly everyone that made that club so special. This is an award for them because he feels that there's so many different people having their input for us to have success. And I thought that was really well answered. And it sort of stems back to the values that he has. He's not an egotistical sort of coach. He doesn't put his face on everything. I saw him at the Brownlow try and walk past the red carpet before getting a photo. So it's not about him. And I think about, this weekend though, he's going to have to bring all the strings to his bow to make sure he pulls off a miraculous win, really.
Really well said. All right. Well, Daisy, go to our friend Statmate and give us the hot stats.
I'll give you the stats, Tommy. The hot stats, thanks to our good mates there at Statmate. So Dane Zorko, he's had 25 or more disposals in all of his last 3 matches via the Cats, averaging 32. That's $1.67.
Loves to kick in
Had
too.
35 against them last time.
Yes, Connor O'Sullivan. Yeah, very good defender, number 14 down there. He's covered 10-plus disposals. Used to do that in the first quarter. Good on you, Connor. In 9 of his last 10 matches via the Lions. That's $1.87.
That's actually really good. That's unbelievable odds.
Only 10.
If he's going to follow
And he
the bloke near the ball,
intercepts. He's very, okay, I want a little piece of that. And Bailey Smith, Baslenka, has scored 30 or more. Bailey Smith has had 30 or more disposals in 4 of his last 5 matches at the MCG. $2.45 is your boy Baslenka there. So just when you thought Statmate couldn't get any better, say hello to Hot Stats. All the hottest stats and value in one place, saving you even more time and effort. Statmate, it's your best mate when coming and building a multi. Download in the App Store, and it's beautiful and free.
And O'Connor had 10 on the dot last time they played the Lions.
Nice.
And that's when Rayner took a couple of big dives. Any more dives in the goal square this week, you reckon?
The umpire put the whistle away. If you're O'Connor, you're sharpen it up.
All right, it's time for your margin, your winner, and your Norm Smith pick, boys.
Cats by 4 goals, Tom Atkins, Norm Smith medalist.
I haven't heard that all week. That's a new one. Really nice. Wally in the Lions top?
I'm going for the Lions.
Well, it makes sense.
That's why we're in the line.
Hope so.
You're not a tricker.
And I'm actually
Geez, you look good.
and Will Ashcroft. He's going to go back to back.
Oh,
That's a
huge.
big-
That'd be phenomenal.
That'll be phenomenal. And Lions are going to get done by 13 points.
Going
I
to get
like
it
it.
done or get done?
Get it done. Get it done. Get it done. Get done. Get it done.
I like.
I'm sitting on the fence. Nah, they're going to get it done by 13 and back to back for our boy Will.
What do you like, Thomas?
I like Geelong by 17. I think I said 10 yesterday, but I'm just really slowly increasing that out to 17.
Nice.
I think maybe even more, boys. Maybe even more. I'm going to go to the forward line. I think Jezza can light it up. I think it's going to be an intriguing midfield battle. I
Did
think
you get
Jeremy-
confirmation by us yesterday when you were interviewing for 45 hours?
That first quarter, Daisy before when he goes, I've never seen a forward have that many shots in a quarter.
No
Well,
one had it. It was a record-breaking
just
one.
reckon he's ready to go. He said he had about 6 massages this week.
And he's teed up the
been in the hot
after party too.
bars.
Yeah. He's teed up the after party, so he's
It
probably
has
got
a
his-
forward all over it. I was just thinking about the Brownlow midfielder award. I reckon there's a forward ready to pop. And if he kicks 4 or 5, you've got to be close to winning it, don't you?
And if you go back through history, the forwards usually do really well on this.
Well, Isaac Smith got it off the wing.
Yeah, not a forward.
Yeah, I'm just
That's
saying.
the wing. Will Ashcroft, he was on ball.
Otherwise, it would be a nice one for Holmes, wouldn't it? Because he missed a few years ago, so it's
Bobby
his first
Hill,
granny.
forward, small forward though.
Exactly right. You just said no forwards. Bobby Hill, what did he get? 2 years ago he won it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stick with me selection.
Good.
Jezza.
Good on you, Thomas. All right, should we do some propeller stuff?
We should. It's time for the
Jeez,
at the club. Well, you know why I'm flat? Because the clubs keep letting us down. We just want to win. I'm sick of me mates ripping into me about the propeller and Brownie's joke. We can't talk about. Well, Daisy, get up there. The new club on the propeller this week, and make sure you get in the comments. We want to know who your tip is, your margin. And also, who wins Norm Smith? Because we love seeing everyone's feedback when we get it wrong, but we'd love to see yours as well. And hopefully someone gets it right. Righto, take the Aces hat off. Chuck me the hat. Oh, no, cheers. All right, who we got? Rokewood, Correndap, Grasshoppers. That's the one. I remember them. The Grasshoppers are back on the propeller. Here we go, boys. Last one for the year. The last propeller. Can we get... Who's the club that's been the most stiff?
All of them.
Yeah, but there was anyone that's been one off.
I feel like
I think the Jets. I'll let the Jets down. Yeah, that's right. All right, here we go. Well, one more spin. Here we go. The grand final. Prophet Propeller is off and running and is probably going to be running for a while because Daisy has absolutely let it rip. It's got the hot sauce. It's got the Statmate hot sauce all over it. It's still spinning. And we will be hearing, there goes the scarves. Here we go. It's slowing down. The winner on the Prophet Propeller is going to be the Green Vale. They got rolled again. It's the Wyndham Vale Football Club.
They just recently too.
Wyndham Vale Football Club. The Butler, send me the number. We'll give them a ring. Who? I'm trying to think of that club. Why did we just, what come? That's right. The video a couple of weeks ago.
not the Mad Monday.
The baptism.
I thought you meant the.
Oh, that
the
was
ticks.
glorious.
No, it's the real baby.
The real
Yes,
baby.
the baby.
from not a real priest.
Yes. We've got Lord on the side. We can't lose this week, can we? After the baptism of beer on the Mad Monday from the Wyndham Vale.
A bit of divine intervention. It's
Looks
maybe
like
what
the
it
Eagles.
needs.
Who knows what that
Talk
logo
about a
is?
happily ever after, though.
The angry pigeons.
The angry pigeons.
This could be our happily ever after.
Oh, wouldn't it be big
Last
to hit
Saturday in
this?
September, the last Prophet Propeller. We've
Like,
had
I've got it
28
done on
Fs.
this day like many times. 28 in a goal, 27 goal, 32 in a
You were a
loss.
sure bet for the
I-
Prophet Propeller.
So
put
you
mine in
should
the
not. I mean, look at the leaderboard, and it's got me and Wal just sitting above
well,
you.
I'm going for a leg that's. I'm going to go to the Norm Smith market this week for my Prophet Propeller.
No, you're not.
I'm going to put the $36 of Tommy Atkins straight into it, and that's what that's what greatness is made of.
Imagine that.
Points
You would
better on
pay
the
a
line for
bomb.
$586,000.
Have you boys got your selections?
Yes,
'Cause we
I
need-
do.
Go.
Are you ready
I
for
think
it?
I'm going to change mine.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Come on, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to change mine up.
No.
And what was it going to be?
I had Shannon Neal. I'm going to go to Jezza.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I got to stick.
He'd have to be 3 for a couple of bucks, wouldn't he?
Butler, is it 3 goals I need? It needs to be 3, surely. Can't be more.
Well, you actually are using your butler. Like Wald uses his butlers.
Wal taught me that.
Just
So
outsourcing.
let's go through
Right.
yours. Well, I'll make my decision in a second.
I'm pretty confident. Actually, I'm more than pretty confident. I'm very confident the Cats get it done. They could have and should have won by 10 goals in that qualifying final. So I've picked my own line. The Cats to win by 15 or more gets you $2 even. Putty Cats, I think they should be doing it by 4 or 5 goals. So there is the first leg of the Prophet Propeller.
He's gone to head-to-head market. There goes half of our audience that are going for
I
Brisbane.
was going to say, you warned against going there head-to-head.
Well, it's a hard one to cheer, but if it wins, I've told you, I don't tell you how it tastes anymore. We just get them on.
Right.
And it's been good that way. Well, what do you got?
I'm actually going to the Putty Cats as well. Brian Mayers.
Thank you, Grant.
20 plus. He's averaging 22 this year, and he's hit the 20 mark 16 out of 20.
Well, when the
previous
ball
games.
is going to be in the forward line a lot, he normally gets 20 and he delivers it to a lot of the forwards.
Grant, man.
And if you ever want to study a kicking technique, please study Grian's because it's outstanding.
His name is Grian.
Grian.
It's like Brian with the G.
Keep
Mahaya
saying that
check
while
with
I just
Graham.
get me points bet up.
Brian
I
Myers.
needed
I'll keep saying Grian.
AFL markets. I'm just going to double check.
He does consonants.
Goal kicking. Oh, Jess is $1.69 for 3. That's too low.
Is it the Y?
I'm going to have to stick with me, man. I'm going to go back to Shagger Neil.
Scratcher.
Scratcher Neil, 2 plus.
Jesus,
2 plus against.
Hang on.
And
you're on him, you're off him, and then you're on him again.
And you talk about Harris Andrews going touring and playing a lockdown role and being a
No,
general
he
down
doesn't
there.
play-
It's
nah.
2 or more.
No, it's 2 or more.
Oh, I like that.
It's he doesn't play lockdown. He rolls off, and I think if he rolls off and they hit him off the line, they'll be all worried about
the
Jezza.
good news is his kicking technique is beautiful.
Yes.
So if he has 2 shots, he should be getting 2
Accurate.
snaggies.
So that leaves us. So that's all very Geelong focused. So if we can get if the other club goes a little bit, maybe a half back from Brisbane, we'll see what they do. But that would boost the odds. They can do what they want.
Nothing like a DeGoey for 2. Just
or
just
don't-
direct him.
Yeah.
Give him the path.
or don't take Brisbane to win.
Yeah, well, that would absolutely. I don't know what
limited him.
that would be unbelievable. Jeez, you're making me cough.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, all right, let's get out of here before
All right, here we go to the comments. Nathan Jackson, he says, Train, I'm also 0-6 in the finals, just like you. Good on you, Nath. I'm not alone there.
I'll read the one from Crazy Hazy F6N. Thank you for the shout out, Oz American Aces panel. Still no luck on the punt with the dream of 16K, let alone 1K. I do have a bucket load of Brownlow multis. So he needs to get back in and let us know how they went.
Yeah, let us know how they
well
went
done,
there.
getting close with the Prophet Propeller.
And I'll read the last one.
Let's keep trying.
We've got one more week to try.
From Crazy Hazy
That's the same
F16.
Crazy Hazy's gone.
Daisy's punishment. The mutton chop only. A bit of the Wolverine action. All of the grand final week. No mo, no goatee, no chin fluff, just the chops.
He wants the mutton chops for your biggest day of your life. I don't mind Crazy Hazy. In fact,
I reckon Crazy Hazy's been fucking hanging out with Snoop Dogg.
I think Crazy Hazy might be Wald's burner account. Hey, boys, it's been a big year.
It's been
a big
awesome,
year.
mate.
And it all comes down to this. It all comes down to the grand final. What is your favourite thing about grand final, boys?
Winning
Just
them.
the one. Yep, you've won one.
Yeah, holding the cup and then
when you
drinking
win it
from
and
it.
you hold it up, what does that feel like?
It is. You don't have time to really acknowledge how much it means to everyone. The best part is in the rooms when you actually see your family and your friends, because they're the ones, like everything in life special from the journey that people come with you on. And when you do get in the rooms and you see them, it's as much about that. But yeah, when you go back, and this is a thing now, you go into the middle of the ground after everyone's left, and we went around the circle, said, "Why it's special, sing the song." It's pretty cool. So somebody will be experiencing that. Obviously, this weekend, because there's a winner.
The build-up's one thing, but the actual game, and you talk about moments within the game, like I just love, the big marks, the big tackles, how they're etched in history. When there's a successful club and you talk about what pivotal moments happen within the grand final, I love seeking them out. I love seeing players go above and beyond and do the extraordinary on the biggest stage
Leo
of
Barry,
the year.
you start.
Leo Barry, you start. So those moments, I love, okay, who's going to put their hand up?
Boyd's kicked the goal.
There you go. Shit, Daisy's all over it. So
Yep.
that's my
Dom
big
Sheed.
thing.
Does Dom Sheed get a shout?
Dom Sheed. It's going to be good. It's going to have to be good. Dom Sheed. I wasn't ready for that one.
But doesn't the
There's
commentary
someone-
play its
Oh,
role?
100%.
Like
mate.
it's important to you
Yeah.
talk about it being replayed, and Tom Boyd's goal that's
Well,
in
the
my
famous
memory as well.
Triple M commentary
Yeah,
of
Brian
Brian
TV,
Taylor. He
mate.
kicked the goal. Boyd's kicked the goal. Fuck.
It's my favourite
Yeah, it's the
line
best.
of all
And the
time.
damn wall's broken. That was another one because we hadn't won a grand final in so long. But yeah, that's the moments within a game.
It's going to be a cracker.
And you do got to answer your own question. What do you like about it the most?
I like the start.
emergencies?
I like the start. I reckon there's a lot of buzz at the start, and there's always a massive contest at the start.
Yeah.
Bodies are absolutely flying, and everyone's so nervous. You can just tell it's just red hot early. So that first goal, I love the first goal and the roar. That's something that I'm looking forward to. You going to the game?
No, I'm not going to the game.
Are you calling the game for 7?
I'll be on the 7 broadcast, so stay tuned for that.
Congratulations, mate. I'll be there as well.
Thank you for an awesome year to you two boys as well. Obviously, we came together. We've had some replacements. Obviously, the pig out and us two jumped in. But Tommy, to have us on board, the Oz American Aces family, really embracing us, gathered around was unbelievable. The event the other week, we got such a great audience. So we can't wait to come on the journey again next year. But thank you all for following along and all your support this year. And to you, Tommy, thanks for steering the ship.
Thank you, mate. Thank you, boys. Well, you've also first time properly locked in for a whole season of media. We know Daisy's absolutely killing it, but you, mate, you've an absolute gem. So thanks for believing in the concept. And to everyone out there that keeps writing in, get all the comments in with some feedback.
On your crazy
If you get here's this one for. If you get over 50 comments, we might be back next week to review the show. That'll show us enough love to maybe come back, boys, for a review and maybe the start of trade week.
Obligated to do that, but yes, we'll probably have to find some more.
We'll have to talk more.
Someone close the show. I can't.
Jesus Christ, Wallace! Wallace got all these 50s again.
Oh well, come on, give him that.
I found him in the bottom.
We still need to do our punishment, but we're gonna have to do that.
Crazy Hazy said take the afternoon off, boys.
We're going to have to do Crazy Hazy. He's going to be on our case. So we're going to work something out when I'm not ill.
Wrap it up, Tommy.
Righto. Well, close it out for us.
No, thank you, everyone, again, and have a great grand final weekend. Make sure you tune into Channel 7 and see Daisy do some of his best work. But thank you for a great year. Go the Lions. Gamble responsibly. Channel 7 and see Daisy do some of his best work. But thank you for a great year. Go the Lions. Gamble responsibly.
No idea what to pick for this multi.
Mate, try picking something from this menu.
You want to know who's hot? You need PointsBet. It's like hot sauce, but for sport. And now with the added spice of StatMate. So you know who's hot?
Oh, it's mine.
And who's not?
PointsBet, now with AFL player stats from StatMate. Yeah, that's built different. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.